Aloha shifters, once again, this is Brendan and thank you so much for watching this video, be it live or in the future. This is another team tarot card reading to be able to start off the week, or of course whenever you're watching this. Maybe you're watching this like 5 months in the future. That's totally cool too, because obviously synchronicity brought you here, and thank you for being here. And so as we get into this, I'll just be charging the deck once again as we just give a moment here to be able to welcome people for tuning in and to be able to explain to you guys real quick what it is that we are doing here. So when we work with tarot cards, once again, it's an opportunity for the universe to be able to communicate to us through the language of symbols. So when we do these, it's really a chance for us to kind of check in with the psychic forecasts of what is happening within the world right now, of what message is being called into this space. And so when we do these, we always set the intention of show us what we need to see. So I invite you to be able to hold that intention with us in this moment. And of course, if you're watching this at any point, please feel free to share this video. Any of these videos are always a bridge, a portal to be able to invite people to more of what we are doing, more of what we have to offer, more service that we provide for the community through the ParadigmShiftCentral.com project, a real-world interactive game to be able to help assist with the shift in consciousness. And so when we do these tarot card readings, oftentimes what we like to do as we pull the card is to relate it back to the Paradigm Shift Central project, which again is being able to help build a global team of shifters, people who are actively helping assist with the shift in consciousness. So we'll be doing that, and just as a reminder for those of you who may be interested, you can support the Paradigm Shift Central project in many ways, be it through the Patreon, single donations, again, commenting and engaging on videos, and of course for those of you who are looking to be able to have one-on-one sessions, I do provide those as well. One-on-one tarot reading and intuitive reflection sessions. So if you're seeking guidance, clarity, inspiration, or just want someone to talk to, please feel free to send me a message, and those are available for a pay what you wish contribution between $5 and $25. So thank you again. The feedback on them has been amazing so far, and it's a great experience that helps me continue to develop my abilities to be able to serve the community as well. So let's get right into this, and we'll pull the card and then we'll read from the book, and the book is the Ananda Tarot deck is what we are working with. So much love to everyone who's tuned into this. Please feel free to drop some 1111s, and again, always know that this is a shared conversation. So what does the card mean to you? Leave those thoughts in the comments, and yeah, let's just be open to be able to receive. So I invite you in this moment to be able to hold the intention of show us what we need to see, and the universe will be able to meet us halfway. We are the universe meeting itself halfway. So just sink in with your breath right now. Just take a moment here to connect. Just allow your thoughts to be present on your breath. And together now we'll call in the intention. So, oh great universe, infinite cosmos, forever unfolding. Woo, 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 woo. In this moment, we invite you to please show us what we need to see. Woo, 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 woo. There we go. Split the deck, pull the card off the bottom, set that down, and flip it up. What do we got here? Every time it's like, oh, can you feel the dopamine rushing? There's the excitement. Let's see what we got. All right, so today's card is very interesting. The reverse card. This is not a card that gets pulled very often, at least from my experience. So let me just open this up real quick inside the book, and I'll invite you to just be able to be present as I read this. If you want to be able to even close your eyes as I'm reading this and just really be able to receive the words. So as we look at the image here, I'll just give my own interpretation of it. So, I mean, what it is that we're looking here, it's kind of like this, again, almost like this like etheric figure, darker than the sky itself, floating above the heavens and balancing, or at least kind of like playing with almost like a sphere, a ball above the earthly planes, and that ball is reflecting the earthly planes back in on itself. And isn't that trippy how always with like spheres there's that optical illusion where like the ground isn't reflected at the bottom of the sphere, it's reflected at the top. So I think that probably ties in with the theme of reverse. So let's read what's in the book, and we will explore this theme together, and keeping this broadcast within 20 minutes, less than that, because after this I have a reading that I have to do. So All right. Card number 12, reverse. The image. As if from another world, an androgynous creature playing with a crystal ball comes forth from a deep blue sky. Meaning, after having previously reached the highest point of increasing soul substance in the image of strength, the individual has now come to a point of return. Be it through an increase of materialistic tendencies in the life of man, or through a life crisis, man is again and again regularly confronted with the results of his action. This causes him or her to question his life up until now, and to bring forth change. The evaluation of past life experiences requires turning inward and going back to one's roots. I'll just reread that part again. The evaluation of past life experiences requires turning inward and going back to one's roots. As a result of their way of life, the individual, conscious of the momentary situation, stands on the threshold between past and future. As a result of deep insight, the release of past ways of thinking, followed by a change in their way of life, enables them to give life new meaning. Through the ability to see life from another point of view, he or she is able to win deeper sight into the connections of a universal world order. By recognizing their true roots in cosmic reality, they become aware of their identity as spiritual being and are able to unconditionally trust in divine leadership. Reread that part again. By recognizing their true roots in cosmic reality, they become aware of their identity as spiritual being and are able to unconditionally trust in divine leadership. With the goal of changing the conditions of their life, which no longer stand up to advanced observation, they must recognize that outer change can only happen by changing on the inside first. For this is a contemplative mindset, and an examination of one's worldview and beliefs are necessary. For this is a contemplative mindset, and an examination of one's worldview and beliefs are necessary. Astrological significance: Uranus at midheaven, Pisces. Keywords: new way of looking at things, letting go of established ways of thinking, divine leadership, learning process, alternative lifestyles, examination of one's worldview, insight into higher connections, interchange, deeper recognition, mindfulness. Traditional meaning: change, broadening of consciousness, insight, spiritual awakening, change of lifestyle, renewal of worldviews, faith, inner stillness, waiting, outer perspectives, clarity of thought, change of mind. So as always, this is a very potent card to be able to receive right now. Every time that we do this, they're powerful reminders. And when we do these cards, again, they're not always just like, hey, this is a fortune telling, but like, here's something to be mindful of. Here's something to be present with. Here's this thought process that is going to be able to serve us in this moment. And so even at the time of this broadcast, September 17th, we're approaching another full moon. And, as we kind of do this, I think it's important for us to be able to reflect on kind of like where we have come from in order to be able to better understand where it is that we are going. And so I feel that this card, in a lot of ways, really encourages us to be able to take that moment, to be able to pause, to be able to examine before just jumping forward with what it is that we may be on track with. And so again, this card, some of the key words in it are new ways of looking at things. And so that's always a very powerful thing to be able to reflect on, because oftentimes when we are moving through our life, we can develop patterns and mindsets, and we become so ingrained with them, they become so habitual, that it's not until we sort of step and stop and look at things do we realize and do we reflect on how it is that they're serving us, and how that we can perhaps slightly adjust them, how that we can perhaps let go of old ways that are no longer serving us. And so one of the things that, through my own spiritual process, one of the things that even came into my journey early on was this very powerful thought. And it was this idea of believe nothing, see everything. And basically what I mean by this, and what the concept means by this, is being able to observe the idea of how when we believe something, then that belief, as not to say beliefs are in bad always, but sometimes what can happen with beliefs is that they will create boundaries for us to be able to develop further beliefs, for us to be able to develop further understanding. And so in a broader sense, this is a card that is very much like, if you look at this as society, it'd just be like, oh, we've built and we put on so much stuff and we have all these dogmas and beliefs and everything like that. And then it's just kind of like, oh, wait, like, are these beliefs still serving us, or are they actually limiting us? And so beliefs are a powerful thing, but can we observe beliefs without fully having them, so to speak? And can they serve us without fully controlling us, so to speak? And so again, yeah, like this card is a powerful card because it really is about the paradigm shift. And what is the paradigm shift? That is to be able to change the way we look at things, to be able to change the way we engage with things, we interact with things. And a big part of this is to be able to have that willpower to want to be able to change the way, to be able to find purpose in why we would want to create new pathways, on why we would want to change the way we're doing things. And this can be related to, feeling stagnation with where we are. This can be related to a drive to develop a healthier lifestyle, to be able to achieve our dreams, to be able to be of better service for those in our community. And within this process, inevitably, we expand our consciousness because we are forced to be able to look at the way we are doing things and to be able to grow from them. Not to be able to say like, oh, that was a complete waste of my time, but to be able to say, how has this served me up until this point, to be able to take that next step. And so it's really, in the concept of reverse, it's looking back with gratitude. We're looking back to be able to say like, oh, I understand why things happened the way they did. And I can see how all of these lessons have brought me to where we are now, so that we can move forward with more clarity, with more focus, with more intention. But it's often not until we kind of like take that moment where we just bring ourselves into stillness that we're able to observe. So before you take those next steps in whatever it is that you're doing in life, should you feel called to, this card is reminding us to just take that moment, to just stop as much as you can, to slow down as much as you can, to achieve stillness as much as you can, and to really look back. Retrospection, even practicing this is something we talk about in the guided meditations, the idea of like looking back. Can you remember what you did yesterday? Can you remember what you did 3 days ago? Can you remember what you did a week ago? Can you remember where you were a month ago? That may seem like a whole other lifetime, but take a look back and look at yourself then and reflect on how much has changed and how much hasn't changed. And then, with the intention of what it is that you want to create moving forward, ask yourself, what is serving and what has served? And so this is an opportunity to be able to have that deeper recognition, that deeper reflection, and that willingness to be able to make that inner change. Because sometimes it's not until we it's not always about physically and immediately changing our habits. Oftentimes that comes second. What comes first is the inner change, is the inner perspective, is the inner thought, is the inner will to be able to understand why we are making that change. And so we really want to be able to kind of put our thoughts into the future without even fully knowing what to expect, but inviting ourselves to be clear on our intentions, on what it is that we wish to create. And again, within this is a big part that really calls in that concept of spiritual awakening. Because within this observation, it is served even deeper when we understand that, and this is a big idea, but it's one that resonates with me And if it resonates with you, that's totally cool. But it's this idea that, you know, this is the perfect reality. And what I mean by that doesn't mean that like this is the reality that's always going to make you happy, but this is a reality that's best going to serve your soul and whatever it is that you're creating for yourself in this moment, whatever it is that you've chosen to create for yourself in this moment, be it easy, be it tough, be it joyful, be it sad. All of those things from kind of like that bigger perspective hold value. Sadness and joy are equally as important within this bigger story. And so from what this card encourages us to reflect on is really kind of being able to step back. Again, you know, reverse doesn't always just mean like it's kind of like reverse, but at the same time it's like stillness at the same time. And from that place of stillness, from that place of retrospection, of looking inwards, you know, reverse can also be thought of as looking inwards. It's really being able to invite ourselves to understand and reflect on the idea of like, what does it mean to be a spiritual being? What does it mean to be a bigger part of this story? What does it mean to be within this story? And through that, you begin to kind of see like the interwoven intricacies of how things play out, of like how the universe masterfully does this ability to be able to balance things over time. And so when we understand this, we understand that we are intimately a part of this connection. We are intimately a part of this system, of this matrix, in that sense. To be able to understand that, yes, we are in the right place at the right time, and yet we are still co-creating from where we are with the intentions that we create. So when I say that this is the perfect reality, it is still something that you have the ability to co-create within. And if you aren't creating exactly what you want within this moment, within this reality, then this is an opportunity for you to be able to reflect on how you can do that better, how you can clarify your intentions, and again, to be able to reflect back on what it is that you may feel that you need to let go of, what it is that has served you up to this point, be it habits, be it perspectives, be it self-limiting beliefs, be it things that you're lacking. So maybe you're looking for more community. Community is such a valuable thing. Maybe you're just looking for a better sleep habit. Maybe you're looking for more creative avenues. Reflect on that. Really reflect on where your life is right now. And understand that you do have the control. You do have the options to be able to direct it without even fully having full control, but to be able to direct it like a laser with intention towards where it is that you would like to see yourself. And maybe you don't even have to fully know. Maybe where you want to see yourself is just to be present and to be grateful within this present moment. And that's awesome. And so whatever it takes for you to be able to get here into this moment, then reflect on what is needed for that. And so in any moment, there is the opportunity to be able to reflect on gratitude. And that gratitude can often be seen through the lens of understanding ourselves of a spiritual being, of a part of this bigger story, of a fractal of God in that sense. And so again, traditional meanings, change, paradigm shifts, broadening our consciousness, seeing the bigger picture, spiritual awakening, understanding our divinity, change of lifestyle, developing new habits, renewal of world views, faith, inner stillness, waiting, patience, other perspectives, clarity of thought, change of mind. So there's always things to be able to open ourselves up to. There's always things that we can learn more. Maybe this book is inviting you to be able to pick up a new book, to expand your perspectives, to be able to get some new world views, to be able to listen to some new podcasts, to be able to have a conversation with someone else, to be able to share your perspectives with someone else and invite them to be challenged at the same time. Stagnation is something that can happen. And within stagnation, there is a form of growth. It's not always no growth, because oftentimes stagnation will lead to the observation of stagnation, which then leads to growth. So stagnation is just kind of like a stepping point. And so this card invites us to be able to create that stillness, to observe where perhaps there may be stagnation, and then to be able to cultivate change in what it is that we would like to see moving forward. So again, this card, I feel, is kind of reminding us that if we've been feeling like we've been going really fast, then now is a great time to slow down, to lessen the load. If we feel we've been carrying a lot all in one moment, then maybe this is a great time to be able to say like, you know, like, how can I move things around? How can I do less? How can I work not harder, but smarter in that sense? Personally, business-wise, community-wise, artistic-wise, in that sense. You don't want to be carrying so much that you end up dropping things. But if you can carry a few things mindfully, that's a mastery in itself. That is something to be able to master. So again, just wrapping up, I think this is a very powerful card. I definitely feel it resonates with me right now, and I want to be able to invite you to be able to share how it resonates with you. Do you feel that? Do you feel that now is like a time where, as we approach the full moon, because again, the full moon is going to kind of like heighten the abilities, it's going to heighten the energies again. So before we get to the full moon, let's prepare for the full moon, or wherever we are when we're listening to this video, by just slowing down now. You know, like, we've been dancing pretty hard. We've been working pretty hard. We've been like doing a lot of things since the new moon, manifesting and all that good stuff. And, you know, kudos to you. You're doing great. You are doing awesome. You are doing the best you can. If you could be doing better, you would be. You know, that's a very powerful perspective to understand that we are all doing the best we can. So really be patient with ourselves while still having the collective motivation to be able to refine ourselves, to be able to move forward with better focus, with more refinement, with more discipline, with more creativity. And so before we exhaust ourselves, let us reverse, let us step back, let us slow down, let us be able to observe things from that higher perspective so that we can gain better clarity on what it is that we are creating, and to move forward with as clear a vision as possible, or just with as much gratitude as we can. Because again, sometimes you don't need to know what the entire future is going to look like. But if you can hold gratitude for the mystery of what the future holds, that's exciting too. If you can be present with yourself and just be open to the idea of being like, I understand that whatever's going to come my way is going to serve me, and I'm excited for that mystery, and you can meet it with that heart space, then that's a very powerful idea too. So yeah, shout out to all the paradigm shifters out there. This is a great card for us to be able to receive in this moment. That it's not always just about creating, building, doing all these things. Sometimes it's just about slowing down, observing, creating rhythm, creating the in-breath before we expel the out-breath. If we keep expelling the out-breath, then we're not breathing properly, and we're kind of like going against the natural rhythms, and we're going to suffocate ourselves in a very metaphorical, metaphysical sense. So remember to take that in-breath. That is a part of the work. Remember to go out into nature. Remember to go forest bathe. Remember to meditate. Remember to journal. Remember to go read. Remember to turn off your phone. Please. Okay? Every day we should be doing this. Every day we should just be practicing turning off our phone for at least an hour. You know? So I invite you to do that. I'm going to try this thing in the future. This is just a side note. We're going to do like hashtag like no phone Sundays or something like that. I want to see if it can catch on. Invite other people to create a habit of it, because I think that's a powerful idea. So take yourself out to a meditation class. Spend time in nature, as I said. Do what you need to do to be able to reverse. If you feel like you've been going fast, you know what's going to happen. Slow down first. Work smarter, not just harder. On yourself, on your business, on your creativity, on your schoolwork, whatever it is that you're doing. Honor yourself by being able to find that stillness. So that's the reading for today. And thank you again, everyone, so much for tuning into this. We're just going to do a very quick meditation, just to be able to embody what it is that we were reflecting on here by doing some stillness, which is totally perfect. And again, just reminding you that if you are looking for individual sessions, all you gotta do is send me a message, and those are available for a pay what you wish contribution between $5 and $25. You can message me at brendan.paradigmshift@gmail.com or at facebook.com/skullbabylon, or just message in the YouTube comments if you need to, whatever works for you, and I'll make sure that I get back to you. And of course, reminding you guys that you can support on Patreon to be able to sign up with your monthly micro micro contribution. That's at patreon.com/Brendan Culleton. And quick shameless plug real quick. When you sign up for the Patreon, you get your shifter booster kit, which comes with your shift buttons. Many different consciousness evoking buttons all have the Paradigm Shift Central website linked into it, which will connect people with future broadcasts. And of course, you also get your laminated free hug signs and your exclusive Light Guardian crystal. And again, that's only for a pay what you wish contribution between $3 and $5 a month. Greatly appreciated, and huge shout out to all the Patreon supporters as well. And just give you guys a quick heads up, if you're listening to this within the week of September 17th, then know that the next broadcast we have on September 20th on Thursday is going to be a special Dream Class broadcast. So within the theme of Roundtable, this will be a Dream Class Roundtable, and that is where we talk specifically about dreams, metaphysics, what it means to be a multidimensional being, how to develop better dream recall, lucid dreaming, astral projection, dimensions, all of those very, very, very exciting things. So again, that's at Thursday, September 20th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the week after that, we're going to be doing ancient cultures and spirituality. So join us in the Discord server. I'll post a link down below if you're looking for more engagement with the community between broadcasts. So in this moment, we'll just, and all the links for everything else is in the comments, obviously. So we'll just do a quick meditation here. So just inviting you to find stillness. And in this moment, let us just practice literally reversing. And again, by reversing, that can mean literally just slowing down, looking back as we move forward. And so let us take a moment here. And I invite you to continue this further at your own pace, to just be able to look back in general and to be able to have gratitude for our story. Because that is how, in many ways, we can alter the past by changing how we choose to see it. And that's a very powerful idea too. So I just invite you to connect with your breath in this moment. Gentle inhales through the nose. Gentle exhales through the nose or the mouth. And gentle inhales. And gentle exhales. And as you continue to breathe, just allow yourself to be present in this stillness. And to just dissolve any feelings of needing to do things fast. You have nowhere to go right now. So simply just be with your breath. And as you do this, just taking a brief moment here to just reflect in a general sense on maybe the last week, maybe the last month, and to do so with gratitude. Bringing gratitude into where you are now, to be grateful for what you're creating moving forward. With more courage, deeper wisdom, that higher perspective. So just breathe here just for a couple more moments. And so, like the cycles of nature, we too must learn to pause. We too must remember what it means to be a part of the bigger clause of the agreement of soul that we have entered into within this life, of one which is constantly learning of how to find rhythm within the strifes, because every lesson that comes our way is helping us see more of who we are, is allowing us to shine the light that echoes of the stars. And love is who you are, and gratitude is what you create. And so as we continue to love ourselves, we will be able to dissolve the hate For it is in this moment, here and now, as we listen to our heartbeat beat oh so loud, that we are able to reflect on all that we are, while continuing to move forward, true and far. And so with gratitude in your heart, courage within your stance, we continue to move forward, having fun through the joy of this metaphysical dance. Aho. And just take another breath here. And when you're ready, gently, you can open your eyes or turn your awareness to the space around you. Awesome. Well, thank you again, all you shifters out there, reminding you, just summarizing again, this card is about doing the self-work so that we can show up for the team. If this card, like a lot of it, divine leadership, something I didn't specifically mention within the reading, but I'll just mention now, we are leaders within ourselves, first and foremost, and as we do that, as we develop that leadership within ourselves, then it allows us to show up for others, for family, for community as well, and to be in that process of responsibility, to be able to take care of ourselves, to be able to clean our own temple, to honor who we are. And as we do that, we reflect it into everything that we do, into all the work that we have to share. The more we love ourselves, the more that comes through in everything that we do. And that is appreciated by those who we have to share it with. So you are a leader within your own path as you lead within yourself. And a part of this leadership is taking the work to understand the rhythms, to be willing to pause, to know when it is time for stillness. So at any moment throughout your weeks, if you just feel like, hey, maybe I'm going a little fast right now, maybe I'm not, but either way, maybe this would be a great time for stillness. Just inviting you to take like 5 breaths wherever you are during your day. Literally, this is something that we should be doing like once every hour. How long does it take to take 5 breaths? Less than a minute, right? So as we do that, we allow ourselves to not have to wait weeks and weeks and weeks to be able to reflect. But what if we make the concept of reverse something that becomes a daily practice, where we're checking in as we continue to move forward? So, thank you again, everyone, for being a part of this broadcast, for tuning into this video on YouTube, on Facebook. Please leave your comments down below. Your engagement is greatly appreciated. How does this card resonate with you? Maybe what are some of your intentions moving forward? And let this be a great reminder for where we are right now, or wherever you are when you're listening to this. And as always, I thank you so much for being a part of this. It is an honor to be able to share this space with you. Please continue to share this video with your friends. You can check out past broadcasts on my YouTube channel at Skull Babylon. And as always, tune in for future live broadcasts. Thursdays roundtable at 9:30, Sundays global meditation at 9:30 at live.paradigmshiftcentral.com. Support on Patreon with a monthly micro donation to help us keep providing the service for the community for free. And that's at patreon.com/Brendan Culleton. And again, if you have any questions or want to do single tarot reading sessions with me, please feel free to send me a message. And I look forward to being able to connect with you as well. So until next time, thank you so much. Let's go out there. Let's kick some butt. Let's do the work. Let's find that stillness as we continue to expand. And as always, keep it shifty, and I will see you guys in the future. Much love. All right. Have an awesome day. I love you.